See, this statement is to optimize your time when you're running the query. Okay, if it is true, this set hive dot auto dot convert dot join equal to true, then what will happen if any of your table which fits into your disk, it means your in your memory, then what it will do, it will do the mapping. Okay, so instead of the means reducer part will not be there. Okay, so it's not always the case. Suppose if none of your table fits into your memory, then mapping and reducing both will happen. Okay, so it's suggested that you make it as false because by default it is true, I guess. Okay, so make it as false if you are if you think that your table is very large. If your table is small, then you can take it as true. It will be your query will be reduced, will be optimized. Okay, so whenever you are doing join any type of, you can set this property if your table size is very large.
Okay.
Next is we have to understand about the insert. Okay, while theory in the theory, I have not discussed these things. This insert command I have not discussed in any of the component or anywhere. Okay, so understand why we use insert. Okay, so in insert you will find two things. One is the override, another is int. Okay, override does and what into does. Suppose you have two tables. Let me minimize it. Okay. Suppose you have two tables. One table is filled. Okay. And another table, suppose empty. Okay. Suppose I have two tables. One is my A table and another one is my B table. My A table is filled with some data. Suppose I have this data in my table A. And suppose my B table is empty. Now, if I use insert override command, okay, on my B table, which is empty, then what will happen? All the data which is in my table A will get inserted into my table B. Okay, overwritten. Okay, and suppose my table B already have some data, my table A has some data. And now if I run insert override command for my table B, okay, then what will happen? My table B data will get deleted and table A data will get overwritten onto my table B. Now, what insert into command does? Suppose I have two tables. I have table A and table B. A contains this data, this table, and my table B is empty. Okay, and if I run insert into command, means insert into from table A into table B, something like that I run. Okay, then what will happen? All the data from my table A, okay, will get copied onto my table B. And if I have suppose if I have in my table A this data, but my table B is empty. Okay, then what will happen? Sorry, not empty, it is filled. It is filled. Then what will happen? My table, now if I run insert into command from table A into table B, then what will happen? That data from table A will be appended to the table B. This table B data will be there, and from the empty content of table B, the new data will get added from table A. Okay, if it seems little confusing, let me open a Word file. There I'll create a table, explain it again. So let's suppose this is insert into. I have another command as insert override. I have, suppose one is my uh, table A. Uh, I think I have to create two more columns. Where is that add column option? Insert column. Okay, just let's say. Table A contains content. Okay. Let's suppose it is filled. Table B filled. Mhm. Every time mistake. Table B. Okay. Let me increase its size as well. Why does not work? I hope it is visible now. See, now I have table A which is filled, and I have table B which is also filled. Now, if I run insert into command from from table A to table B, then what will happen? Data will be appended. I hope you are getting what I'm trying to say.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, and in case my table B is empty, then what will happen? From table A, all the data will to my table B. Okay. From table A to table B, all will be copied, or you can say it will be overwritten. Let me write it as copy so that you don't get confused with overwritten. Okay. Now, overwriting from table A to table B, then what will happen? My data here in table B will get deleted and a new data will be added. Means the data which is already present in B, first that will be deleted and a new data will be overwritten. Okay. And if it is empty, same as B, the new data will get copied. Okay. Understood the difference between a insert into and insert overwrite.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now let's see how to run the queries for this. Okay, so first I'm creating a hello.txt file. So I'm expecting that all of you knows how to create a document. So I'm speeding up the process for these things. How to put the file into HDFS. I'm expecting all of you know. Okay. One more thing, if I forgot to tell you that tomorrow there will be no class, as the complete big data team will be busy due to an unexpected meeting. Okay, so there will be no class tomorrow, but from day after tomorrow, Sunil sir will take your session for HBase and Impala. Okay, okay, everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. So I'm putting this hello.txt file into HDFS. All of you know this, I'm not explaining this command. I have created a table, metadata over here, and named the table as table. Okay, and I hope everyone knows by now that how to create a table. This row format delimited fields terminated by comma means my table is row formatted and the delimiter I have used as a comma. Okay, I gave you one assignment that you have to tell me what are the different file formats supported by Hive. I'm using here the CSV file format. What are the other different file formats? Did you check it? Hmm? Why are you not doing the assignment? Are the assignments too tough?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it's tough.
Ma'am, it's something like sequence file, RC file, Avro file.
Hmm. Okay, Shrikant has done, Rajitsan has done this, and who else?
Expand also.
Text. Okay. All of you, I'm suggesting to all of you that please work on your assignment. Okay. Because when you'll start doing your assignment, you will learn some other things as well, which you will miss in maybe in class, because in everything can't be covered. I'll try to cover everything, but it's you all know that everything can't be covered in a session, right? So try to do the assignment so that you get to know other things as well. So let's create this table. Those who have done this, good, and those who have not, please try to work on assignments. Okay. Okay, I have created one table. Now let's load the data. Okay, what type of table I have created? Internal or external? Hmm? I have created one table over here. This is an internal table or external table?
Internal table.
Internal table. So my next step will be, after creating the metadata, my next step will be
Load
Load
data.
data.
to load the data. I'm not explaining these commands because I expecting that you all know these things. Now, using this select command, you can see the content. So this is the data present in our table. Okay. Now let's create another table and let's keep that table as empty. Okay. So I'm creating another table named as T2. I've just created a table named as T1. Now I'm creating another table named as T2. Let's just first clear this. So I'm creating another table. I have kept the metadata same. Okay. And I'm not loading any data inside it. Okay. So now if I run here insert into command from table T1 to table T2, then what will happen?
Ma'am, it will load the data from T1 to T2.
If you are using the word load means your data will be moved from table 1 to table 2
Okay, it will
means
be copied from table 1 to table
yes,
2.
yes. Now you are correct. So here, let's say I'm using this override command. See, when the table is empty, this insert override and insert into both the commands will work in the same manner. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
If if my table T2 is empty, either I run insert into command or insert override command. Both will work as same. The data will copy it into table T2. Yes
Ma'am,
or no?
if we use insert, it'll just append, and if we use override, the previous data will be gone.
Yes, you are right. But suppose my table T2 is empty. Yes, my table T2 is empty.
Yes, ma'am.
Huh. Now I'm running insert override. Or if I run insert into. What will be the result in both the cases? Result will be same.
Yes, ma'am. Result will be same.
Hmm. Means in both the cases, the data is getting copied onto my table T2, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when my table is empty, either I run insert into or insert override, the result will be same. And if my table is filled, then the result will differ. Okay. So let's run any of that. I'm using this override. So how to write this command? First, you have to write these keywords: insert, override, table, then the name of the table where you want to override. है ना? Okay, you have mentioned in which table you want to override. After that, you have to mention from where. Okay, so select star from T1 means select everything from T1 and overwrite into table T. Okay, so command you have to write it in this way. After this, enter. So query successfully executed. Now let's use that select command and see if our data is here or not. Select star from T2. Okay, T2 earlier was empty. We have inserted some data, overwritten some data. Let's see if the data is here or not. Yes, we have the data. Okay, now let's try to run insert into command. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm just copying the statement, this command, and you have to tell me the answer. And just let me just clear the screen. Okay, if I'm running this statement, insert into table T2, select star from T1. Can anyone tell me what will be the output? This was my file earlier. My table T1 contains this, and you know what the table T2 contains now. Now, if I'm running this command, what will be the output?
Two times will be
Data will
presented
come
there.
two times because this data is already present in table T2, and the new data will be appended. Okay, so it will be 1A. Okay, how it will be 1A D1, 2B D2, 3C D1, 4D D2, 5E D3, then 1A D1, and so on. Like this, or it will be like 1A D1, 1A D1,
Ma'am, it'll
2B
go
D2, 2B D2,
downwards.
3C D1, 3C D1, 4D D2. How?
Ma'am, downwards in the
The
column.
first one or the second one solution? First solution or the second solution?
Second solution.
Row wise, it will go
Second
second.
solution, like 1A D1. First one, how many of you say the first solution and how many of you says the second solution?
Is the reducer doing its job in
First,
this?
second solution.
I hope it should be first solution, but if some ordering is happening, then the solution will be second.
The table was in row delimited order columns.
So, but there is a nested query happening, right? So select star is
The
taking.
nested query in Hive is not possible. This is the limitation. The subqueries, these are not applicable when we are dealing with Hive. Those subqueries.
So, but the way you write this query, it looks like it's a nested query. So select star.
No, no, no. The format for the nested query is quite different. Here I'm writing, let me open it again.
Yeah.
Insert into table T2, select star from T1. Everything gets selected from star T1 and it will get inserted into table T2.
Ma'am, it will be inserted downwards through the column.
Okay. Means the first solution.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
how
ma'am.
many of you are
Good.
how many of you are saying the second solution?
I'm saying it's a second solution.
Second,
Yeah.
and all of you are agreeing with the first solution.
Yes, ma'am. First solution.
Rakesh, are you saying something?
It will be like data will go downwards, copied down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ashish, according to you, it will be the first solution.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Rupesh, you tried well. Means you are giving right logic. Means you are giving a logic, but actually it is not correct. See, here we are saying in when we are dealing with insert into, data will be appended. Append means at the end it will be added. Okay. So it will be, if I run this select query, if I run that select star from T2 now, it will be like first all the data which was already present in T1, T2, that will be there. Then the new data will be added. Okay. There will be no, according to ordering, the result will not be there. Okay. Let's run the select query again. The result will be like this.
No, that means it's the same as a SQL query.
I can't hear you.
Yeah. I thought like it should be somewhat different than SQL query. The SQL query also does the same actually.
Uh,
Okay.
no, in SQL query, if you are mentioning that order by, if you are
Order by,
running
yeah.
that order by, yes, in ascending or descending or whatever form you want, then
Right.
the result will get different.
Yeah.
Now
Okay.
let's come to the next thing. Now here also this insert overwrite. Okay, I'm not running this query, but quickly tell me the result. If I run this insert overwrite command now, then what will be the output?
The output will be this previous query will delete all the previous
Hmm.
data and then the new
Hmm.
data will be appended. So one table
Yes,
data will be.
correct. Yes, correct. Okay, so I'm not running this query. It will take time. So you all can practice it. I'll share it with you. Okay, now let's come to the partitioning concept. And I hope now theory part of partitioning is clear to everyone. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Now, quickly, I'm just creating one table named as country.txt, and it contains 3 columns and 7 rows. Okay, so first I have the serial number, or you can take it as an ID. Then I have name, and the third column contain India and US, means country name it contains. I want to partition this table into 2 subdirectories according to my country column. Okay. So let's not say the 2 partition I want to create. I want to do the partitioning based on the column, this based on the country column. So according to you, how many subdirectories will I get if I have this very small table? How many subdirectories I will get if I am doing the partitioning on this table based on column country?
Two.
Two. And what will be those partitions?
US and IND.
Yes. So unique value it will take and it will do the partition. Okay. So let's just create this table. Now let's just put this file quickly into HDFS. Anywhere you think you're not getting anything, just stop me there and ask your question, okay? Okay, I have put my file into HDFS. Now come to your Hive terminal and start working. So what I'm doing, I'm creating a table named as test sample staging. Okay, I'll discuss the command when I'll copy it into my Hive terminal. Okay. So here I'm only creating a table, nothing else. My table name is test sample staging. It contains three columns named as ID of integer type, name of string type, and country. This CNTY is my country column name, named as string. Data type is string. Then row format delimited field terminated by comma. Okay, very simple, just the table I have created. After that, I will load the data inside it. These commands you already know, so I'm not focusing on these commands. Okay. So this is the command to load the data onto your table. If it's in particular directory, give the particular location, give the proper location over here. Okay, and here you have to give the table name. Okay, so let's just load the data. And if you want, you can run this select query to see the country. Okay. So this is the data my table contains. Now let's do the partitioning. For that, what we will do, we will create another table. Okay, and in another table, we will mention our partition column. So when you are creating the partition table, your syntax will be, I'm just clearing this screen. Okay, one table I have created, and in that table I have created all the data which I'll be requiring. Now what I'm doing, I'm creating another table named as test sample, and here I'm mentioning the column. And the column which I'm not mentioning here is CNTY, because whatever column you are using to partition your table, you cannot mention when you are creating your table. Means here in this bracket, I cannot mention that column name. This is not. I have mentioned only two columns here, over here, ID and name string. Okay, these are the column I'll be requiring in my table, and my partition column will be CNTY. So I'm not mentioning this column over here. Okay, and if you will mention your column over here like CNTY string as well here, then it will give you error. Okay, now to partition your column, you have to use these keywords, partitioned by. And after that, you have to mention the column name which you are using to partition your table. So this is the way to create the metadata for your partition table. Now enter. Okay, this is ready. Now what I need to do, I need to insert data my test sample from my test sample staging. I have another table named as test sample staging. Let me just go up. So my test sample staging contain all this data, and I want this data to be in my partition table. Okay, so for that, I will be using that insert command, which we have just discussed, insert into and insert over, right? So that commands now will be useful. Okay. So before that, there is one property you can set. It is not necessary. Okay. This set hive.execute.dynamic.partition.mode equal to non-string. Okay, means whenever you are doing the bucketing and partition, you have to enable that. Okay, one set property I have already explained you. Now, for this property, you have to search. Okay, and I'm skipping this just as I have less time. Okay, I have to discuss this partition and bucketing today. So what you need to do, you have to search it why you set this property. Also, this is actually not required because we are using the 2.x version. So this is not required. But since you are doing this, so just search it and see what is the purpose of using this. Okay, so I'm setting this property, and there will be one or two commands I have mentioned below as well, where you need to enable the partition and bucketing. Okay, because in first version it was not given. Just execute this. Okay, now let's come to this insert command. Okay, see, this command says insert overwrite table. Either you use overwrite or you use insert into. Since your table is empty, they will both work as the same. Okay, then table test sample. Okay, this you want to overwrite where your partition column is CNTY. Okay, and then what you need to either write select star from test sample staging, or you can write every feature name, every column name, like select ID, name, CNTY. Okay, up to you. From test sample staging, because test sample staging contains all this data, right? Now, let's execute this. Meanwhile, executing, I'm just copying another file. Okay. This I'll show you in warehouse. Okay, my query has been executed. If you want to see the data, you can see over here. But let's see how it will look in your warehouse. Okay, so I'm coming back to my HDFS terminal. And here, to see the warehouse, the path I have already told you. The path will be user hive warehouse, right? Let me just delete this. Okay, and this ls command to list all the things present into your warehouse. Okay. So let's just execute. Okay. Now, this is showing only one result, that one database found, which is test.db. Okay. So earlier when I was using different system, there I have some other databases as well. Okay. Here in this, I have just created one database. So only one item is found over here. Okay. Now let's see what are the tables present in my test.db. So the tables which I have just created, those tables will be there. Okay. If I'll be using that another laptop, so all those previous tables will also be visible to you. Okay. So only tables which I have just created. See, this test is T1 is there, T2 is there, test sample is there, and test sample staging is there. Okay, now test sample is our partition table. Let's see what's the content present over here. Test sample contain two partitions here. Two results are found two items. One is CNTY equal to IND, another one is CNTY equal to US. Okay, now if I'll write here CNTY equal to IND. Only one item found over here. Okay, 0, 0, 0, 0, this 5, this 6 times 0 underscore 0. If I'll write that as well. I think it will give me error, or I'll not be able to see the content. If I want to see the content present inside it, then what will be the command? I want to see the content present in
Cat.
this CNTY equal to I.
Cat.
Yes. Okay. Now let's try it with a cat command. So see, all these, this A, C, D, G, this all belongs to IND one. Okay. You can just go to that table again and see here. A, this A name, this one is from IND, then this C is IND, then this D is IND, and G is IND, right? India. So this only these 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 rows are there. See here also I have 4 rows. So these are partition based on the column country. Okay. Now instead of this, if I write US, this instead of IND, if I'll write US. So all these, only these rows will be there. This B will be there, this E will be there, and F will be there. Okay. So now, basically, the tables are split into two subdirectories. Now, if I hope this partitioning is clear. How to do the partition?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can we move to the bucketing now?
Can you just go up and I just need to see the commands.
Yes, Ashish.
I'm just want to see the commands actually. Can you just show up a little bit?
You want to see the command? Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Since I have cleared the screen from there, so I'm opening this notepad file. Okay, so the command which we have used to partition, see, first we will create a metadata, and to create a metadata, this will be the command. Okay, means this name, table name you will give, all the columns will be there except the column which you are going to use the which you are going to use as a partitioning column.
Okay.
Then partition by keyword you will write, and then in bracket you have to mention which column you are using as a partitioning column. Okay, now one more thing, when you are doing partitioning, it is not necessary that you can only partition based on one column. You can use multiple column. Okay, after comma you can put whatever column you want to use as your partitioning column. Okay, when your table size, suppose it's very big, okay, and you don't want to like you write the queries now, select star from, suppose, student table where department equal to CSC, and
Different department. Yeah.
and subject equal to maybe C++ or any Python. Okay, means more than one, in where clause you write more than one condition.
Yes.
So similarly here, you can use more than one column. Okay. When you are writing that where clause, what will happening? It will go to each and every row, it will match it up, and it will give you the result. Okay. Now going to every row is very time taking when you have big data. Okay. This is the reason we are partitioning our column. Okay. Sorry, partitioning our table. And you can use more than one column to partition your table.
Okay.
Okay. After creating this metadata, we have set this property. This you can ignore as well, but I will suggest you that search about this property. Okay, you have to set this property, and then you have to use this insert command which we have just discussed before we were discussing partitioning. Okay, insert, overwrite, or insert into any of the command you can use. Both the command will give the same result when your another table in which you are inserting is empty.
Okay.
Okay. And after that, we have gone to HDFS terminal and run this query to see the warehouse.
Okay.
Hmm?
Okay,
Clear?
ma'am. Yeah, clear.
Now, the same thing, this where clause, you can go to your Hive terminal, you can write this query, and you can get your result. Now, what will happen if you will run this query? Now, it will not go to every, you can say, not, it will not go to every row. It will go only to the partition US, and from there, it will get you the result.
Yes.
Okay, so it will be helpful when your table is very large. Now, let's come to the bucketing concept. Okay, bucketing, how to do the bucketing. So I do not have any file over here, as I have a TXN file in my, I'll share that TXN file with you. Okay, that transaction file, this, it's not here. I think I forgot to add it. Okay, just give me a minute. I think I forgot to add it here. Just give me a minute. I'll share my screen again. This is my file, this TXN. So it contains a large data set where I have this transaction ID, date, okay, and the year, and will be uh, means what are the things you are doing, like exercising or doing any activity. Then at the end there is credit or debit, means how you are spending. You are using the credit card or means what are the ways you are spending. Okay, so cash or credit, something like that. So this is all the data. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's just copy this file onto the desktop of Clara. When I'll create the metadata, I'll tell you what are all the different columns. Let's just paste it over here. So I have this txn file here. Now first thing is I need to put this file onto my hdfs, right? Let's just do the same thing. Is it okay if I'll take your 5 to 7 more minutes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. I'm thinking that why not let's just cover this bucketing today and wind up the hive, and other things I'll share with you. You can practice it if you want to know more about hive. Okay, like how to call this Python script, how to use those user defined function. You can I'll share the commands with you. You can practice it if you want to know more about hive. Okay. And if you face any difficulty while implementing this, you can let me know. We can have some extra revision classes in which we can discuss those things. So let's just put this file first, this txn file onto the HDFS. Okay, this is the put command I have used to put my file txns onto my HDFS. After that, let's create a table named as transaction. My file is successfully added into my HDFS. Now what I'm doing, I'm just going to my Hive terminal. Now here, I'm just copying this creating metadata command. Okay, so create table transaction. Just give me a minute. And it will contain, okay, it is containing this transaction number, which is of integer type, then transaction date, customer number, amount, then this product. Okay, what type of product, then category is there, then city is there, state is there, and spend by. Okay, now all the rows are all the columns are separated by a column comma. So I have mentioned this. Now what I'm doing, I am just creating this. Now another thing, I need to load the data inside my transaction table. Okay, so for that, just minimize it. Let's just use this command. So this is how I can load my data. Another thing, now I'll create another table. Okay, another metadata for a table to do the bucketing. Okay, and what I'm doing, first I'm doing the partitioning, and on partitioned table, I'm doing the bucketing. Okay, that I can do in just one command. Okay, now let's see how we can do that. See how we can do that. Firstly, I'm creating another table named as txn, and this table contains all the column name. Okay, transaction number of integer type, transaction date, string, then customer number, amount, product, city, state, spent by, everything. But except the column category, because category column I'm using to partition my table. Okay, so I have mentioned all the column except my partition column. Okay, then this is for partitioning. Now I have done the partitioning. I don't know why it is working. Okay, just give me a minute. I have done the partitioning on my column. Now I also want to do the bucketing. Okay, so for bucketing, the keyword will be clustered by. Okay, clustered by will be the keyword for bucket. Now I want to do the bucketing on my state column. Now, although I'm using this column over here, still I'm not missing it over here. Okay, because for bucketing, that condition is not required, that if you are mentioning that column in your main table, then in your main, when you are referring all the features, if you are mentioning that, it will give you error when you are doing partitioning. But in bucketing, it's not the same thing. Okay, now after mentioning the bucketing column, you also have to mention in how many buckets you require. So you have to mention the number of buckets. So I want 10 buckets. Into 10 buckets, I want to bucket my table, my partitioned table. Okay. And after that, row format delimited field terminated by comma. This is same thing. I hope this part is clear, how to create metadata when you are doing bucketing. Okay. One more thing, bucketing you can do directly as well. It is not necessary. Firstly, you will do the partitioning, then you will do the bucket. Okay. I just want to do the partitioning first and then bucketing. It's up to you. If you have a main table, just do the bucketing. Up to you how you want to do it. After that, execute. Now let's add the data inside your txn table. Now how to do that? Again, we will use that insert command. Okay, these are some of the properties you have to set to enable the bucketing. Okay, so let's just set them. Yes, this set hive.enforce bucketing equal to true. In second version, it's already there. So in explicitly, you don't have to add it. But still, I'm showing you according to first version. You can go through about all those properties and can have more idea about all those properties. Now let's understand this command. So this command says insert overwrite table txn. Here, if you remember how we have done the partitioning, we have first mentioned the partition column name. and then everything which you want to select from your means the things which you want to select from your table, first table in which the data is there. Okay, so either write here instead of writing select star. See, if you write, you can also write select star, write all the column names. So select all those transaction and then execute it. Give me a minute. Actually, successfully seeing right? Photo जो भेजा है एक जो किया हो है ना अभी डेटा सेंटर में सर ने भेजा और रमाकांत सर ने रिक्वेस्ट उसके अभी वैसे कितने बच्चों को सक्सेस खत्म हुआ था ना और किसी और को हुआ कागज के अलावा Okay, bucketing is done. Now let's see the data in our warehouse. Okay, so the commands, see the same commands, how the bucketing is happening, the process is given. I have already explained you this process that we use this hashing to distribute the data onto the buckets. Now, I'm just straight away going to my TXN database. Okay, since I have asked you only for 7 minutes, just give me a minute. हेलो यस सर सर अभी 2 से 3 मिनट में खत्म हो रहा है सर वो मैंने आकांक्षा मैम को दिया है वो उसको चेंज करके रख रहे हैं मैंने मेरी क्लास स्टार्ट हो रही थी सर मैं बस 2-3 मिनट में आ रही हूँ बस मेरा कमांड एग्जीक्यूट हो जाए फिर मैं आ रही हूँ ओके सर send it to the group. He will follow. Okay. Yes, you have to log in every time like this. Okay. See here, I have 2 partitions. One is cash and credit. One is cash, another is credit. Okay, because category call as my partition call. Okay. Then if you will go to cash, suppose. So there in category, there will be in category cash, there will be 10 buckets and in category credit, there will be 10 buckets. Okay. So, see, this contain 10 buckets and every bucket you can go to any of the bucket and see what are the data present inside it. Okay, so I'm not running this command as I'm running out of time right now. Okay, you can see, I'll share the command, you can see the content, how the data is distributed on every bucket. You can go to each and every bucket and see what are the data present inside it.
Okay.
So I hope today's session is clear to everyone. If anyone have any doubt, please let me know so that we can wind up the session for today. I'll share the files with you, and there are some other programs as well. You can in the file they will be there. You can practice it by yourself. If you face any difficulty, we can have the sessions in future. Okay, these are some extra programs if you want to know more about that.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, then thank you everyone. Let's meet tomorrow. There will be holiday for you. Okay, there will be no session, and from day after tomorrow, Sunil sir will take your session. Okay.
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 Okay. Okay. Bye bye. Take care.